Hello, beautiful Ben. It's lovely to see you. Out here on just a very crisp and beautiful autumn morning. Fall if you're in the States. Autumn means fall. And here's the day. Mount Kaukau has its little cloak of mist. The sky is that beautiful morning blue. Good morning, gorgeous beings. It is lovely to see you. And we have slightly bumpy internet here. Little bumps in the Wi-Fi, but hopefully it doesn't interfere too much for you. So it really is a blue sky with no clouds. And look at that. We have some unseasonal kowhai flowers, so let's enjoy them. There you go, bright yellow. And you can see leaves starting to turn and go brown on the magnolia. Love the change. And look at these huge century plants that are starting to look like century plants. Christopher, it's lovely to see you. My phone's just told me all kinds of things that make noises for you. Excuse me, I've got to go down the stairs here, but the view down the stairs is less interesting than the view of the garden, so I'll keep the camera turned this way. So, yeah, I mean, these are the ghost plants, right? And you think, well, this is great, but you've got to prune them if they're going to come back. And all of this feeds them. All the grey stuff falls off and goes into the ground. And the brown stuff goes into the compost heap, so everybody wins. Good morning, Jen. Good morning, beautiful beings jumping on now. Oh, look. This is the star magnolia, and you can see now its flowers. They won't come out for a number of months, but there they are. So, you know, as things die off, the next growth is happening. And that's the way it is with us. That beautiful Japanese iris that we enjoy so much in spring is going to sleep. And, well, you know, and you can see I pruned here, right? But things will sprout. They are. I can see the little green sprouts coming, and that's what you have to do, because these bushes, if not pruned, grow themselves to death quite quickly. So this is a way to extend their life. And you can see how much this one's been blessing us with flowers and seeds and everything. The whole thing is there. There's the ginkgo tree. Don't know what you can. There you go. Beautiful foliage. And that's one of the reasons I wanted a ginkgo. I've got one on the other side, but it's smaller. It'll get bigger each year. And here's the hydrangea. Now, you think that's scruffy, but take a close look at this. Isn't that just fabulous? It starts off blue or maroon, and it just ages in the most fabulous way. The detail of the leaves. That's why I don't prune these off for a long time. And see, here are the seed pods of the nigella, and there is next spring's flowers. So everything goes around, and that's a thing I need to stop. And look, spiders love to build their cobwebs on these ones. Come on, focus, camera, sort it out. There you go, now it's sharp. Just take a look at the detail, because we normally think, oh, that's ugly, it's a spider's web, but it's fabulous. And there's dew. I like this. These ones have almost gone green. So, yeah, this is more or less the original colour, some late flowers. And they turn this colour, and then they turn this colour, and I just love what these bushes do, and they last for so long. And last but not least, well, maybe not last, but what I'm seeing right now is some late roses on the Rambler. Focus, sort it out, camera, there you go. Now you can see them sharp. Erin, good morning. It's beautiful to see you. Robin, it's dandy to see your little face up there. Lovely to see you, everybody. Just doing a little trip around the garden. What else have we got? We've got long clover. And when it's dry, it's good not to mow the lawn. Because, you know, the lawn doesn't need to deal with that and drought at the same time. And you can see in the background, there's a few flowers still on the Johnson's blue geranium, and my hose reel and painting gear, and this wonderful lime green hosta, which I'm hoping will flower again next year. Oh, bless you, Christopher. Have a lovely day. enjoy the replay if you wish. Oh yes, I know. I don't prune them every year. It's too much work. Yeah, they're like roses. You got to prune them and then they come again. All right, so today I wanted to talk about trust and betrayal because somebody posted a question and I just happened to see it. It wasn't actually a question, it was just a comment, and they pretty much said, the people that I trust are always letting me down, hurting me, breaking my heart, betraying me, whatever. And I thought, well, I'd like to respond to that in my own particular way because, it's a deal and people get hurt, and I've been hurt and betrayed in my own way, and some people have the most awful experiences of being let down and betrayed, and some people it's just a little thing. But it's a deal, right? Sophia, good morning! And then I thought, well, what can I usefully say about this? Because it's one thing for someone to say, yeah, I always get let down by people and they're always hurting me and they betray my trust. And, if that's the thing that's happened to you, I'm not going to say poor you, right? Because that doesn't help. That just reinforces that this is what happens to you and poor me, and I don't want to do that. So I think often in my world, I'm interested in, what can I say that's useful? And what came to me really is I wanted to talk about how you might change yourself to not have that happen again, right? Yeah, there's the whole thing of healing yourself when you've been betrayed or hurt or your trust has been betrayed and you close your heart and all of that, and I talk a lot about opening your heart in various ways. But to avoid having this happen in the first place, when it's happened over and over and over and it's a pattern in your life and thinking, how in heck, because I don't like being betrayed, I don't like being let down, so how is it that this keeps happening, right? So there must be somehow, some way that I'm still inviting this into my life or allowing it. How the hell do I stop it from happening? How do I stop it from happening? And that was what I came to. I thought, well, that's something that I think I can talk about without it being about, how awful it is, because it is awful sometimes. It is very painful. And all I'm going to say about that is that whatever the thing that happened, it doesn't matter. Because as long as you stay in that story and you keep on repeating it to yourself and you keep living from that place of being the person who's been hurt and betrayed, that's who you'll be, and you'll continue to reinforce it. It'll become your identity. And that actually is how it keeps happening, by the way. So there isn't a lot of point doing a live about that. But if you want to break the pattern of it continuing to happen, you want something else to happen in your life. Well, I'm interested in that because that's something useful and also something that I can talk about from my own experience, my own perceptions. I can tell you something useful about that. So this is what I'm going to think about and talk about. And what I decided was what I wrote up there. I don't know if you've read it because I think a lot of you just jump on because you see it's me and it's gorgeous to have you here. And really, I'm sure there are exceptions to this, right? I'm going to say that up front. But I think a lot of the time, that when we get betrayed by somebody, often, usually, for a long time, there have been signs and things going on. Some part of us has known, or the very first time you met that person, your instant reaction to them was sort of a eh. And because everything else looked fine, you just carry on. You think, well, never mind, I'll just ignore that, I won't worry about it, I stress about stuff anyway, never mind, this person looks fine, they're saying the right things to me, they've got a smile on their face. But there are other more subtle cues that your not conscious mind is collecting and connecting with and noticing, and you feel that because that's your heart, actually, the wisdom and the intelligence of your heart saying, what you're seeing and what's really going on are two different things. But you just think that it's you being a stress bunny, or, you know, I've been hurt before, I have to be courageous, I have to push through. And so you ignore the wisdom of your heart. And by the wisdom of your heart, I do not mean all ooshy-gooshy, feely-weely, oh, I just love this person. Because we can be infatuated with people. We can have all kinds of inaccurate, distorted perceptions and ideas about people. Because it's very easy to do that. And if you're used to getting taken in by what you might call an energy vampire, somebody where the interaction between you and that person in some way leaves you feeling lessened or tired or like it's uneven, right? And if that kind of thing is happening, it can often be very subtle, and you just walk away from the experience with the person and you think, and your brain is saying, I can't see any reason why that was bad, but in your heart of hearts, in your soul, in your body really, your body is saying, there's something not quite right about this. And it's very subtle, quite a lot. It's quite subtle a lot of the time, because you get these little, they're not even niggles, just little, and we get used to ignoring them. Because logically and sensibly and, you know, all of that thing, you're always like, but that person's smiling at me. They're not hurting me. There's no reason why I shouldn't trust them. This deal looks good. You know, all of that stuff. And yet something in you is just a bit uneasy. For me, it's really subtle, Erin. Often it's very subtle. By the time it's got in my face and it's screaming at me, I've been ignoring it for a long time. That's my truth. May not be yours. That's my truth. If it's gotten loud, I haven't been paying attention. So, you know, I have gotten better at trusting my feelings, but there's a caveat on that. Because if I am wanting to punch someone in the face, if I am feeling angry, if I'm feeling threatened, if I'm feeling depressed, if I'm feeling low, if I'm feeling anything other than at least neutral or in peace or in calm, you know, centered, whatever, the information that I'm processing through my body and my gut feeling is all mixed up with the fact that I am in some way. And so I may see a person or an opportunity or a thing that's in front of me, and if I'm all whatever choice I make about that thing in that wah state could be complete bullshit, because I will be making a choice based upon that wah state, and I'm not clear. And remember, we talked yesterday about the fact that you've got to actually get connected to your heart, literally. Put your awareness in your heart, breathe in and out of there, get your attention off the decision or the problem or the whatever it is, bring up an elevated emotion, and then you can ask your heart for guidance. And you're going to get something that's going to come to you either then or later that you're going to think, oh, I know that. That's just right. I know that's right for me. I get it. Yeah, okay. But in the instant when you're not going to get anything useful. You're just going to be reacting. You're just going to be fighting or fleeing or freezing in fear. Those are the choices when you're out of sorts, when you're incoherent, when you're not in your heart, when your brain is scrambled and just looking for the lion to run away from. That's what I find to be true, and that is what the science that I'm reading and learning, because I love it so much, is telling me. And by science, I don't mean cold laboratory stuff that's all numbers and things. I mean, this is how I can change how I feel, from feeling shitty to feeling better, or at least feeling calm. Amy, it's you, honey! Yay! Yeah, and to calm your brain down. Oh my God, yeah, it's challenging. God, I don't know what that's like, Erin. But, you know, that too is actually, it's been measured, and I'm remembering the pictures in my mind now, the pictures I've seen of that kind of thing. It means that the brain is not communicating well with different little bits and pieces. And, you know, the different compartments of the brain are all sixes and sevens. It's like you got 500 drummers and they're all drumming out of sync. And you got to do some stuff to get those drummers talking to each other. To be able to come into, to get the information that makes sense, and your brain stops hopping around like crazy. So stepping back and asking your intuition. Yeah, and stepping back enough to just, and sometimes I have to step back for 5 minutes, or I have to step back for an hour, or I have to step back for a day, or I have to step back for a month or longer until I can actually be not all wound up and about something to really hear my truth. And it can come in bits and pieces, and I have to rest with not knowing. Sometimes that's really hard. And it can absolutely mean wait on it. So, this whole thing of, do I trust this person? Do I continue to trust this person? I think I am we are all constantly monitoring our environments, every person in the environment, everything that's going on. We constantly monitor, and we should. Not out of fear. Sorry, I put my clock in the wrong pocket, and I have to check that. I've got time. We've got to stay aware, and it's not about being afraid, but it is about listening and understanding that when you can calm yourself down, when you can come into your heart, slow your brain down, get it more coherent, well then you're going to get information that's going to tell you what you need to do. Now here's the rub. Sometimes it's going to tell you to do things that you don't like. And I'm reminded of a story, and I think I already told you, but it's a story that I read in this book called The Heart Math Solution that I'm just reading now, and it's, I'm learning, okay? I love new information. And the story is told, and it's at the beginning of a chapter about, listening to your heart, right? And it's this lady who decided to go into a business deal with somebody that she knew, a cousin, who'd been successful for ages. And she was excited about it. She was happy about it. And she obviously was happy about it for a long period of time. And then here's the thing, she's walking off to the bank to go and sign the papers. And her stomach starts to churn. And she, she ignores it. I'm just whatever. And she signed the deal. 4 years later, she was still dealing with the negative consequences. It just went completely sour. Her heart knew, but she didn't know to realise that her heart was telling her something really important. And if she had paid attention to that, that would have taken courage. To walk up to her cousin at the bank and say, we've done all this prep, we've worked all this out, here are the documents. I don't want to sign this, I'm sorry. I'm leaving. That takes guts. So it can take real courage to walk away from a person or an opportunity or a situation that and the deal looked right, and she was excited about it. Everything that she could see and perceive and hear and taste and smell and whatever looked good. Her heart was giving her a different signal, and she didn't understand the importance of it enough to follow it, right? But this is how you know. This is how you know. And you got to get into your heart. So, let me check the clock. Now it's in the right pocket. Okay. Oh, should I stop the bloody thing? Now I don't know how long I've been talking for. I'm going to push the button anyway. So I'll do this and then I'll finish. I'm just going to quickly summarise what I talked about yesterday, because it's good to do things more than once. Who knew? So, to the freeze frame technique that I talked about yesterday, the first thing is to realise that you're having an experience or a thought or a feeling that you don't like, and to push the pause button in the movie of your life. Stop it. Just, whoa, okay. I'm being silenced. My brain wants to fly off to Mars. I'm feeling scared. I'm having an unaccountable, unpleasant emotion. What the hell? Stop the button. Push the button. Stop. Bring your awareness into the centre of your chest, literally in the middle of your body where your heart is. Put your awareness in there, like this far inside your chest. Your heart's not right underneath your breastbones, but behind it. Put your awareness in the centre of your chest and your heart. And breathe in and out of there and put your awareness there. Just put your... I am paying attention to the middle of my body right now. Why is that good? Because it gets your attention off whatever that other thing is. Oh, 2 minutes. Thank you, Erin. And so then you do that. And then you need to bring up some kind of positive emotion. Now, it doesn't matter whether you just think of your pet that you love, or a really great memory that you have, or something that you'd like to feel in the future that just excites you to think about it. Whatever it is, just bring up a happy feeling. And if you are feeling so shitty, you can't imagine a happy feeling at that time, just imagine feeling not so shitty. Imagine feeling neutral. If that's all you can do, that's great. But put your attention and awareness into your heart and into feeling a different emotion. And do that for a little while. Might be 30 seconds. Oh my God, do that. Be determined. And when you feel your awareness settling a little bit in your heart and you feel that you've got more of your focus on that positive thing and less on the other one, then ask your heart, what is a different response that I can have to this situation that is more efficient and will bring me less stress in future? What is a more efficient response that I can have to this situation? One that is going to bring me less stress in future. Hold that question there. What is a more efficient response? And more efficient on every level. The cellular level is more efficient not to be stressed. What is a more efficient response that I can have to this situation that will bring me less stress in the future? And then wait. Just wait. Just wait. Keep your awareness in your heart. Keep breathing in your heart and wait. And quite often, the answer will fly straight into your awareness. Notice I didn't say straight into your head. It will fly straight into your awareness. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Give thanks. Let it go. Carry on your day. Stay in your heart. The answer's going to turn up. You just relax with it. And meanwhile, you've broken your state. You've changed that habitual pattern of going about whatever it was. And that's actually the most important thing. So, in summary, if you don't know whether to trust somebody, ask your heart. The freeze frame technique is one way to do it. But don't just blindly carry on, ignoring all the subtle little cues and waiting until they scream at you and hit you over the head with a 4x2, which is really going to hurt. So, that's what I wanted to say. And I've remembered, I would love anybody who wishes to, if you haven't already, because some of you have, drop me a review on this page, because I know that you are changing your lives, and I know that I'm contributing to that, which is great. So it's not you're doing it, but I know that I help. So if you'd like to write me a review, I'd really appreciate that, because it's great to get feedback. I love that. Big love. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.